Hello everyone and welcome. If you're new, welcome to my channel, and if you're not new, welcome back. You know I love you. So today's video is going to be the part 2 in my Harry Potter palette series. So a few weeks ago, I did a 2 looks 1 palette video using this Harry Potter and Colourpop collaboration palette. Those 2 looks were inspired by the Slytherin and Ravenclaw houses. So I did a green halo eye and a blue halo eye. They were both very smoky and dramatic. I loved them. But that means that there are 2 houses left. So I will link my first video on this palette down below if you are interested in watching that, if you haven't already. And here is the palette if you have not gotten a look at it yet. We've got 2 looks to get through, so if you are interested in seeing my Gryffindor and Hufflepuff inspired looks, let's get into the tutorials. Okay, first up, we're starting with our Gryffindor look. So taking the shade Pumpkin Juice to start, I just have this on a fluffy blending brush, and I'm starting to pack that into the outer corner, and then also blending this up through the crease as well. So this shade honestly wasn't super pigmented off the bat. I also am applying it with a fluffy brush, so that's going to make it apply a little bit lighter than it would with a denser, like more packing brush. But I did take my time to really build this color up, and I also did bring it up pretty far onto the brow bone. This is the first color that we're using, and we're really trying to build up the look, so I really went for it. I did not hold back with this one. Next, taking this matte shade Gryffindor on a tapered blending brush, and we are going to pretty much do the same thing we just did, so packing it into the outer corner and then also up into the crease, but we're just deepening up the look this time. This is a slightly deeper red, whereas that first color was more of like a reddish orange. So just building the intensity of the look, and I'm keeping this a little bit tighter. I'm not blending it up quite as far onto the brow bone as I did with that first one, but that being said, we still want a nice smoked out look, so blend as you will. Next, I just took the shade Invisibility Cloak. This is a really fun, like marbled color. It's got a couple different colors mixed into it. Just took it on my finger and started blending that on the center of my eyelid, and I did take a little bit to build it up, so I dipped my finger back into the shade probably like 1 or 2 more times. So then I took the shade Floating Candles, this time on a shadow brush, just to be able to get a little bit more precision there in the inner corner, and I just started packing this gold shade right there in the inner corner. I decided as I was going for this look that I wanted to have the red and gold of Gryffindor and not just red, so I thought this was a fun way to pull in the gold of the house colors as well. So then I just took my finger with no extra product on it and spent a little bit time just tapping those 2 colors together. We really want to blend those 2 shimmers together so there's a nice fade. And then I also took a little bit more of Gryffindor on my blending brush and just made sure that we didn't lose that in the outer corner now that we placed the shimmers. So I just built that up a little bit in the outer corner as well. And now for a little satisfying moment here, we're going to remove the tapes to get that nice clean edge. Love it. And then I took a reddish eyeliner. I believe this is called Red Rocks from Colourpop. I don't think it's available anymore, but you guys know how it goes with them sometimes. Just use whatever you have. And then I took a little detail brush and popped some more of Gryffindor along my lower lash line. Just really kept it tight to the lashes right underneath that eyeliner. And then I took a really tiny little blending brush and just smoked out a little bit of pumpkin juice underneath as well. To brighten this look up a little bit, I took the shade Lumos on a pencil brush and I just popped that into my inner corner for a little extra brightness, like I just said. And then same thing on the brow bone, again, just popping that right up underneath the arch of the brow for a little extra brightness in this look. I love doing this with dramatic looks. I just think it looks so fun. And then I broke out my little gem collection, which I honestly rarely use. But here you can see I'm speeding you up through this because this took me quite a bit of time. But I'm just dotting on some lash glue and then popping these little gold sequins on top. I just wanted to add a little bit more pizzazz to this look. And as I was working, I kind of got the inspo of Fawkes the Phoenix. So that's what I was going for here. And here we are with the finished look with mascara and lashes. I just popped on some lashes from Colourpop. I believe these are in the style Queenie. They're nice and tapered, so they really go well with the shape of this look. but here we are with our Gryffindor inspired look. Moving right on to Hufflepuff, I'm taking the shade Hufflepuff again on a fluffy blending brush, and I am starting to build this up in the outer corner the same way that I was doing with that first shade on the other eye. And I did really have to work with this shade. Again, not super pigmented off the bat, and I don't usually work with yellows a ton, so I did find myself really working a lot with this shade to build it up. It was a little powdery as well. I think you can probably see as I'm blending, it's kicking up a little bit. But again, just building the look. I took this up pretty high onto the brow bone as well, just really creating that shape and building the base of this look. Okay, now taking the shade Liquid Luck again on a tapered blending brush and doing the same thing here. This is just kind of a slightly deeper yellow, like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a marigold or a goldenrod shade, if you're familiar with the Crayola crayons. So just brightening up this yellow. As you can see, this color's a little bit more intense on the lid. So this really started to give me the color payoff that I wanted on top of that Hufflepuff shade. Okay, and then taking the shade Golden Snitch, which is really just such a perfect yellow gold shimmer for the lid. So that's exactly where I'm putting it. Again, just taking it on my finger and packing it into the lid. And I think I pretty much went all over the lid with this. I didn't concentrate it really in any one area. So just pack that all over. And then as I was looking at this, I decided I wanted to be a little bit brighter, so I went back in with the shade Floating Candles again, and kind of the same thing that we did on the other eye. I packed that right in the inner corner again, just to give this look a little bit of brightness. This shade is more of like I feel like it almost has more white in it, as opposed to being a really yellow gold like the Golden Snitch, so they work really well together. Then I took a black liquid liner. This is from Colourpop and it's in the shade Loveful, but just use whatever liquid liner you have. And I started lining my lash line and then also winging this out. So I did use the eye tape, so I wasn't super worried. I mean, I don't know. I was being a little bit of a perfectionist because I'm not really used to doing my eyeliner like this. I don't typically do wings, but I wasn't worried about being too precise with it because, one, I had the tape, so I knew it would be fine, and then two, we're about to smoke it out in a second. So we're just building up the eyeliner here with this liquid. All right, now taking the shade Dementor, which is the matte black in the palette, and I just took this on a little mini smudger brush is what I would call this, and I just started packing this and blending it and smoking it right along where we just laid down that black liquid eyeliner. So again, we're just going to continue smudging and blending, so you don't really have to try to be perfect or precise with this, but that's what I'm doing. And then I did pick up a blending brush here as well, just to keep the smokiness going. So then I picked the shade Sorting Hat, which is a little bit more of a gray, and I'm just using that on my little blending brush that we were just using with the black. And again, I'm just smoking this out. I really wanted to build up the smokiness in the outer corner, but I didn't want it to be just completely black. I did want it to fade a little bit out from the eyeliner, so that's why I decided to go with the gray instead of just using the black for this. So I just like the little bit of dimension that it gives. All right, so then I did spend some time after working with those dark colors in the outer corner, just going back in and perfecting the look. So taking a little bit more of the yellow matte shades from the beginning through the crease, making sure we didn't lose any of that, getting a little bit of that on the lid as well. Touching up my shimmer shade, I believe this was Golden Snitch here in the center. And then I actually got a little bit of that shimmer onto my eyeliner and it covered it, so I just went back in with a little bit more of the liquid liner again, just to make sure that we didn't lose that as we're working. So just taking some time to perfect the look. And one more satisfying moment here as we remove the tape to reveal that nice sharp edge. All right, and then you can see I magically have the rest of my makeup done here. So just taking a black eyeliner in the waterline. This one is from NYX, but any will do. And in these next couple of clips, I actually realized that I wasn't recording. So I'm just explaining here that I took Sorting Hat along the lower lash line and smudged that right underneath where we just placed that eyeliner with a nice little detail brush. And then I picked up a kind of like a smudging blending brush for the lower lash line and took
the shade Liquid Luck to smoke that out down on the bottom as well and bring a little bit of yellow to the lower lash line. And then just like we did on the other eye, I took the shade Lumos to brighten this look up. Again, it's very dramatic, so I do like to add a little bit of brightness in the inner corner and on the brow bone to top it all off. All right, and now here we are with the finished Hufflepuff look. So I did, again, pop on mascara and lashes. These are the same Queenie lashes from Colourpop from the other eye, but here is our finished Hufflepuff inspired look. And one last shot of both of the looks together, just because.
Okay, here we are with the two finished looks. So I have to tell you guys, they both turned out very different. I thought that the looks would be more similar, but just with like the different color schemes. But I honestly am obsessed with both of them. For Gryffindor, I didn't want to do just red. I really wanted to get the theme of red and gold because those are the Gryffindor colors. As I was doing it, I really was just thinking of like Fox the Phoenix and those colors. So that's what I was going for. And when I took the tape off of this edge, I felt like I had placed it up a little bit high. So that's kind of how I got the idea to use these little gems to almost kind of like balance out the top lid with the bottom. Because once I smoked out the bottom, I was like, looks a little uneven. So let's add these little sequins. And I really like just the element that they add to the look. Again, very like whimsical, creative, you know, like a mystical creature, like a phoenix. So I really do like that. And then Hufflepuff, I feel like you don't really think of Hufflepuff House as being like the fierce ones, but if Helga Hufflepuff wore this look, Helga Hufflepuff would be a bad bee. So this is the bad bee Hufflepuff look, I have to say. This one's for Cedric. No, but in all seriousness, I ended up really, really liking this. This might be my favorite out of all four. Honestly, just because I'm loving, one, it's very different for me personally, but I'm loving the contrast of like the brightness and the lightness of the yellow with the depth and like the fierceness and the smokiness of the black eyeliner and the black and gray eyeshadow. I just really, really like it. Even on the lower lash line too, how we have the black and gray close to the waterline and then smoked out with the yellow. I am just really vibing with this look. So I really, really love how both of these turned out. So on that note, that is going to be the end of this video. If you have made it this far and you have not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any future uploads from me. You can also follow me on Instagram. My personal Instagram is @devdevgregs. That is really where I hang out in the day to day between YouTube videos. So if you want to connect with me there, please do. You can also follow me at Glam by Dev and Gregorio, which is my makeup artist page. So if you're interested in seeing some of my client work and just more of that like bridal makeup artist content, just two different options depending on what you are interested in, but that's just where you can find me a little bit more on a daily basis. And with that, I will catch you in my next one. Mwah. Love you. Bye.